What's up, guys? So today we're looking at Harbor Freight's cheapest EDC light. I got to throw quotes out there just because this is not the cheapest light. This was $7.99, and they have a work light it's like an angled head. You know what I mean? It's totally not for EDC, or you wouldn't carry it around. You use it in a garage or something, or maybe for fixing a car or something like that. It's smaller, but it's totally different. That is technically $6.99. That is the cheapest light outside of their actual cheapest light, which is the 2-pack for $3. Those lights, though, those are, they're all the same. Doesn't matter if you go to a dollar store, if you go to Harbor Freight. Those are those, like, it takes 3 AAA batteries. It has, like, a fatter body, a fatter head with, like, 15 LEDs. Those things I don't even consider to be usable. Those are total junk. Now, yeah, some of them work sometimes, but they're horrible, horrible lights. So I'm calling this the cheapest EDC light because it's an EDC style light. This is something that you can actually carry. They have actually a whole wall of lights, many different variants, all reasonably priced, but this was the cheapest at $7.99, okay? This one takes 2 AAA batteries. It has a pocket clip, has a tail clicky on here, which is nice because it says try me, so it is exposed. So I tried it out in the store, so the batteries do work. That's kind of nice. So this is by Quantum, and they have, again, a whole line of Quantum flashlights. They have larger ones, they have rechargeable ones, they have a black light version of one of the lights, and they're all, again, reasonably priced. But I was curious, I'm going to do a separate video on some of the folding knives from them, but, I do a lot of flashlight stuff, so I figured why not talk about some of their flashlight options. So it says Quantum, dependably bright, we'll see about that. Pocket pen flashlight. This is the QFL-065, and their actual SKU number here is 63936, just in case, for reference purposes. So what does an $8, EDC light do? 65 lumens. It says 145 foot range. 3-hour runtime on fresh cells. Shows it, just clipped inside of a pocket here. Standard mode. It says caution, very bright. Do not look directly into the LED. All right, so on the back, features say ultra high efficiency SMD LED, spring steel clip for secure carrying pocket, tool bag, or car, ridged collar to prevent rolling, super durable machined aluminum barrel, easy access on off. I like how that's a feature, easy on off. I don't know any flashlight that was hard to turn on or off, but anyway. Batteries included, 2 AAA, so that's nice. So then it just breaks it down here. So I'm looking at the bottom here. It says distributed by Harbor Freight Tools, Camarillo, California, made in China. All right, so let's go ahead and just break into this and see what we got going on here. All right, I am very curious about this light. Like I said, played around in the store. It is nice. They have the Try Me. You can actually see, and that's something else too, by the way. Anything that says try me on it, check it, because if you go to turn it on, there's no batteries, and you're missing out on some fresh cells. Take that one off the rack, grab one in the back, a fresh one. I'll tell you a joke real quick. Whenever me and my wife are shopping or something and she's looking at something, she's like, oh, I like this. And, if she's like playing with it, taking it apart or whatever. So when she goes to put it in the cart, I'm like, no, you got to grab a fresh one. I always say that. So I make her put it back together, and we take one from the back. It's almost like grabbing the fresh milk in the back, the one that's going to have the longer expiration. So I always say that. You got to grab a fresh one. So, of course, if there's something that says try me, the one that's in the front is the one everyone's touching. You know what I mean? So more likely the batteries are dead at that point, or at least have less power. So anyway, here's the light. Very simple on-off clicky, which is nice. A lot of people like the tail clicky. All right, very easy to do, very audible. You can hear when it clicks on. All right, so if you go to click that and no light comes out, the batteries are dead. Does have some ridges here towards the front to keep it from rolling, although the pocket clip would also do that. All right, so that's nice. That actually works well. Spring steel clip, they said. It is very easy to bend. All right, so just be careful if you happen to get and use this light. It will easily overextend. If this gets caught on something, it's going to be like, and just be sticking straight out. It is removable, which is nice as well, in case you didn't want to have that on there. All right, the side does show plus and minus for, I'm assuming, the battery position. So let's go ahead and check that out. Unscrew our tail cap here. Threading looks fine. Here's the batteries that come with it. All right, just generic alkaline batteries. All right, and yeah, so it's positive, down, negative, pointing the end. All right, towards the end. All right, be very careful not to cross thread this because it's just, you know, very bendable aluminum, so that would totally screw it up if you did that. And is anything going on with the head here? Let's see, can I just totally unscrew the head? Is that what's going on? Yeah, and the batteries pop out the other end. All right, so I guess you could take the head off to change the batteries if you wanted to, but don't see why you would. I don't see any, oh, this unscrews as well. I was just trying to see if it's adjustable at all. All right, so there's our little circuit board, our LED. All right, the lenses come out. No, it's all kind of oh yeah, it does. I'm lying. So we have our reflector, simple plastic reflector. All right, nothing too special in there. There's a little bit of texturing. It's not like orange peel. Almost looks like a disco ball in there. All right, but that's again reflecting that light. And the lens can pop out, although I don't want to. Put that in, make sure that's square because there's a little O-ring in there, and I want to make sure that you know, no water gets in here or anything. There's no reason for you to take the lens out and stuff. You know, I don't see why you'd want to mess around with this light. It's cheap. I mean, if you want to take it out and I don't know, I was gonna say replace it with something, but what, right? So that unscrews, but there's no reason to ever touch that. So this is basically just a simple, straightforward little light. Just click it on, click it off. As far as the beam pattern, I'm gonna have to take this outside. I'll give you some actual beam shots in a minute here. All right, guys, so I'm out here in front of a 2-car garage. Go ahead and turn on this light. All right, so what I'm seeing is a little bit brighter than what you're seeing, but not too much different. The center hotspot is definitely a very dark blue, almost purplish color with a golden yellow ring around it. But there's quite a bit of spill, more than I thought. In this video, if you can see my finger here, all right, you can see obviously this is the hot spot. What you don't really see in the video is that from my finger here to about here, there's a little bit of spill. I can see in person fine, but it's a little darker on camera here. All right, let's try this again from about 5 feet from the door. All right, so maybe you can get a better idea. It's just in person, it's very blue in the center, but I'm looking through the viewfinder and it looks very yellow. All right, the outer rim, so if I use my finger here, the outer rim here is definitely a golden yellow color, but the very center of the hot spot is certainly bluish purple. All right, not a big deal though. I can definitely, you know, I can see with this. Let's get even closer here so you guys can see. If I put the light up against there, it looks quite bright in the center. Obviously, the further back you do get a little bit of spill with a very defined hot spot in the center. All right, let's walk back. Roughly, I don't know, about 10 feet or so. All right, but at 10 feet, the spill is pretty much the width of this entire 2-car garage door. All right, so it's plenty of light to actually work with. I mean, it's pitch black outside right now when I'm filming this. So, I mean, it's totally adequate. Again, not the best coloration, not the best throw, not the best spill, but for $8, it's pretty impressive. It's just, I mean, I happen to not like the coloration of it, but it's definitely functional as a flashlight. I mean, you can certainly find something out here. All right, so here's a different shot. If I put it on the ground, you can see the grass. Let the camera focus. There we go. As I move up, though, hopefully you guys will see these weeds here. This is goldenrod, and right now it's dead. But this is about a 4-foot tall weed. And in the video, I could barely see it here. But in person, I probably have a 15-foot wide, very dimly lit area, but I can certainly see it. All right, so this is maybe 30 feet, you know, from those weeds, just to give you an idea. Again, that's probably about, I don't know, 25 feet. And at the very bottom, that's about, I don't know, 10 feet or so. So, you know, being outside, pitch black scenario, you get a pretty wide view, but there is, again, a defined hot spot in the middle. Like in the camera, I'm seeing like a very small circle, but in real life, this is lit. It's all the way from, let me follow my finger. It's as wide as here, goes all the way up and around to there. So, you know, the human eye picks up a lot more light than you'll ever see on a video. But again, totally adequate for its purpose. I mean, for an $8 flashlight, if you need it to mess around in a garage or a shed or just in your backyard, I think you'd be quite happy with it. Most people are probably just using these types of lights, you know, EDC lights for finding your keys to get inside your house at night, maybe your car. You know, you drop something at night, things like that. So for regular tasks where you need a flashlight, I think it's adequate. Unfortunately, it's just not picking up the exact color on camera that I see in person. It is very bluish purple in that hot spot with a very goldish yellow ring around it. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's really straightforward. I mean, just turn it on, shut it off. There's nothing else to do really other than replace the batteries when they die. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of impressed. I mean, for $8, if you're on like a big budget, you know, or if you're just looking to grab a couple new lights, maybe even gifts, you know, these are great stocking stuffers. People don't think about flashlights, and the people who certainly don't think about them, they don't care if you're getting a name brand or if you're getting like a super, you know, 1,000 lumen flashlight. They would be more than happy with this. Most people would have no problem with this flashlight. It's extremely usable. I will go outside in a moment here though and give you some beam shots at night. I'll obviously edit in, you know, night shots because it's not night right now when I'm filming this. But I will show you what this looks like at night, and you know, just so you get an idea if it's something that you wanted to pick up next time you're at Harbor Freight. But you know, I'm pretty impressed for what it is. You know, less than $10. It's just kind of hard to beat. A lot of these cheaper Chinese lights, you know, you're gonna get from like Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff, they work totally fine. You know, some are definitely a little better than others. But like, you know, it's hard for you to see right now, but I'm just shining on my wall. And the wall that's inside here, that's probably, I don't know, 15 to 18 feet, something like that. I see a very bluish LED for the hot spot, but it's you know, it's reaching the wall fine. It's very blue in the middle and very greenish yellow around the outside. So like the coloration is not good. Showing you on the table, it looks white. It looks great, but not the case when I actually shine it at the wall. Yeah, it's quite blue, but you know what? It still, you know, enables you to see in the dark. You know what I mean? So this is kind of one of the reasons why some of us spend a lot more money on flashlights, because you know, the quality of LED, the color temperature is important to a lot of people. You know, obviously having all the extra light capability is why you might spend more on a flashlight. But there's nothing wrong with these lights. These are totally fine, just quick, you know, throw it in your work truck or whatever, throw it in a bag. These are great to give to your wife or kids or husband or whatever. People who aren't into lights, it's just nice to just have one at all times. You know, you never know, you're going to be out in public somewhere. Maybe you're in a store and the power goes out and the generator didn't kick on right. You know, now you're in the middle of a store, maybe a grocery store or a mall or something. You just never know, these random scenarios, and it's just nice to be able to have a flashlight with you, all right, so you don't get hurt. You know, it could be as simple as that. Maybe you have a flashlight and you never use it. You know, I don't recommend storing the batteries in there for years. I would, you know, swap them out or take them out when you're home or something. So yeah, there you go. I mean, there's not much to it. It's just an affordable flashlight. You know, not everyone wants to spend a bunch of money on flashlights, even, you know, $20 or $30. So, you know, for under $10, it's a cool option. I'm gonna do a quick little test right here for you. I don't want to bang on my table, otherwise I'd whack the table here, but I like these placemats. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop this just from probably 3.5 feet onto the floor. And yeah, I know I could be making marks on my floor, but I'm doing it for you. So let's do this another time. It's on right now. I'm dropping it. Let's do it higher. Let's do about 4 or 5 feet. All right. That's smacked totally sideways. So when I'm dropping it, they're landing like this, you know, and nothing's loose. Works. Turns on, shuts off, you know. I think it would take a lot of abuse to actually break one of these. And if it does break, it's $8. You know what I mean? So definitely worth checking out. They have some more expensive ones there, like, you know, $20 range, the rechargeable options, a little bit more light, maybe some different modes and stuff. I didn't really investigate those too much. I was mostly curious about this because it's a pen style light. So it's a slim form factor, it's lightweight, it's easy to get AAA batteries for. You don't have to really worry about even charging it. You just have some spare AAAs somewhere. This is it's a really cool option. Again, if you're on a budget, or if you just want to buy a bunch of flashlights, you know, just store them everywhere. Store them in every room of your house. Store them, you know, in your workshop, your basement, your garage. You want backups, you know, or again, gift giving. Gift giving is around the corner. You can go on Amazon. There is a ton of just random Chinese brands for flashlights. They're all relatively cheap, under 20 bucks or so. I don't have experience with a lot of them. I get them every now and again. I don't always do videos on them or anything. I just figured Harbor Freight is a store that a lot of people are familiar with. You can, of course, order from their website. So at least it's something that you know you have access to. You know, on Amazon, maybe if I grab some random, you know, I can't even make up a brand, you know, Orange Town, let's just say. Orange Town flashlights on Amazon. So let's say I get one of those and it seems like okay, whatever, and the next week they're out of business, or that brand has changed, you know, to Pickleville or something random, you know what I mean? Obviously, it sounds stupid. It's usually, you know, flashlight related, you know, LED, you know, shine, bright lights. That's the brand, bright lights. But you know what I'm saying, right? So at least this is something that should be around for years, I would assume. But you never do know. But yeah, I saw a whole wall of these Quantum brand flashlights. I was just kind of curious, but this one, you know, it's decent. So there you go, guys. Sub $10 flashlight. Just seems to work. Not the best coloration, not the best performance, but took a little bit of a beating here just in some quick testing. And it's kind of impressive, to be honest, for $8. But anyway, that's all. Hope you guys have an awesome day. If you happen to have recommendations on super affordable lights, whether it's on Amazon or Walmart or whatever, in fact, in the future, I might look and see what Walmart has. I haven't looked at their flashlights in years. But, you know, recommend them down below. If you've got a light and it's, you know, you're banging it around and things just keep kicking, you know, and it's under $10 or something, I'd love to hear about it. So that's all. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.